When dealing with remaining wiring after a power disconnect for low voltage, it is crucial to prioritize safety and follow specific procedures. Firstly, before touching any wiring, ensure that the power has been disconnected by a qualified electrician. Always check the breaker panel or fuse box to confirm that the power is off. Secondly, coiling the remaining wiring is recommended to prevent tangling and damage. Leave the coils in place on the floor or secure them to the walls or ceiling with clips of tape. This helps to keep the wiring organized and out of the way. Thirdly, label the coils or wires with a permanent marker to indicate their location and destination. This will facilitate reconnection later, ensuring that the wiring can be easily identified and properly connected when power is restored. Fourthly, avoid disposing of the remaining wiring. Even if it appears to be damaged, it may be possible to repair or reuse it. Disposing of the wiring prematurely could lead to unnecessary costs and inconvenience in the future. Fifthly, protect the coils or wires by covering them with plastic bags or boxes to shield them from dust and moisture. This will help to maintain the integrity of the wiring and prevent corrosion or other damage. Sixthly, notify the power company or a licensed electrician about the low voltage disconnect and the location of the remaining wiring. This ensures that they are aware of the situation and can provide guidance or assistance as needed. Seventhly, when power is restored, a qualified electrician should reconnect the wires according to the labels and ensure that all connections are secure. This is essential to prevent electrical hazards and ensure that the wiring functions properly. Additional considerations include the following. If the wiring is damaged or appears to be unsafe, do not attempt to handle it. Contact a qualified electrician immediately. Keep children and pets away from the disconnected wiring to prevent accidents. Do not run other electrical appliances or tools while the power is disconnected to avoid overloading the system. Follow all safety precautions and local electrical codes to ensure a safer and compliant installation. When dealing with low voltage wiring, it is essential to understand the specific requirements and best practices for different types of circuits and applications. For example, low voltage lighting systems often use different types of wiring and connectors than low voltage control circuits. Understanding these differences can help to ensure that the wiring is properly installed and maintained. In addition to the basic steps outlined above, there are several other factors to consider when handling remaining wiring after a power disconnect. One important factor is the type of wiring that is being used. Different types of wiring have different properties and require different handling techniques. For example, some types of wiring are more sensitive to moisture or temperature than others. It is also important to consider the age of the wiring. Older wiring may be more brittle or damaged than new wiring. If the wiring is old or damaged, it may be necessary to replace it entirely. Another important factor to consider is the location of the wiring. Wiring that is located in a damp or corrosive environment may be more susceptible to damage. It is important to protect the wiring from these elements to prevent it from deteriorating. In addition to protecting the wiring from the elements, it is also important to protect it from physical damage. Wiring that is exposed to physical stress or abrasion may be more likely to fail. It is important to route the wiring in a way that minimizes the risk of physical damage. When handling remaining wiring after a power disconnect, it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are unsure about any aspect of the process, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can help you to assess the situation and determine the best course of action. They can also help you to ensure that the wiring is properly installed and maintained. Remember, electricity can be dangerous. It is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others from harm. By following the steps outlined above and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can safely and effectively handle remaining wiring after a power disconnect for low voltage. This ensures that the wiring is properly managed and ready for reconnection when power is restored. Always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any concerns or questions.